Hello guys, welcome back to another revisiting. Today we are revisiting Into the Storm. Yes guys, if you have seen me pick this up on a recent Blu-ray hunt, I picked it up in Newport CEX not long ago, and I said to you I would review it within the month, and here we are, reviewing it. I've seen it. Very, very good. I also did reviews recently on Twister as well as Twisters. Those are the two movies there that are related to this, and this is what sparked me actually picking this up and wanting to see this, because I remember this being really good, and it was. I'm really glad I picked it up because it's a fantastic film. Starring Richard Armitage in the movie, who is known for every Netflix TV show basically over the last 2 years. He's also been in The Hobbit, etc, etc, and it's very good. I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really good. It's fun, and it's got a lot of depth to the characters that I didn't remember was there before. There's a story in there with Max, who is playing Donnie, as well as Alicia Debnam Carey, who is also playing Caitlin, and they've got a bit of a love relationship, but there's a lot of different stories happening at one time. You've got those two that are like trapped, and like Richard Armitage is Gary, he's like panicking with what's his name, Trey, who's actually Nathan Kress, who was actually in iCarly, funny enough. Yeah, so they are trying to get their like brother stroke son, you know, and free them. You've got Allison then, who's like this like scientist. Got Matt Walsh, who's been in a lot of things like The Hangover and stuff like that, as well as Elf and Ted, so he was very recognizable. He's Pete, and he's kind of like the leader of the like storm chaser people. He wants to like get the footage and make money on it and all that, but he has a really good like arc really in the story. Like he really does, you know, redeem himself, and it was really emotional, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, really did love that. And yeah, so there's loads of different stories happening all around, and eventually they do come together. This massive storm takes over, and they've never seen a tornado the size of it. It is a disaster movie, of course, but honestly, I really loved it. I think it's up there. Like, I would love a 4K remastering of this. It's, you know, it's a fun film, and the CGI as well was great. There even was a cow that flew across the screen. Now I know what that, you know, what that insinuates now after watching Twister. They actually put a cow on the screen for this one as well. So yeah, really fun, and a very good movie that was appealing to watch, even from 2014. You know, I would have said, yeah, I watched that in the cinema. If I'd said this to me a week ago, yeah, I've watched it in the cinema. It was decent. It was okay. You know, yeah, whatever. But in 24, you know, 10 years later, this still holds up, and I think this needs to be spoken about a bit more. If you get a chance to watch this on a Netflix or something, or pick it up for like I did, £2-3 on Blu-ray, I think it's one that people need in their collection if you like your tornado movies and disaster movies. It's up there. It's got great visuals. There's like an amazing scene where, you know, Pete's in the Titan and he's going up and stuff, and then he like goes above the storm, and it's almost like he sees like the calmness above the clouds, and then eventually he goes back into the storm, and he's getting twirled around in this tornado in the Titan, which is like this big tank thing, which is meant to withstand anything, of course. But yeah, having that story aspect of Gary being like the school head teacher, and Donnie being his son, and Trey, and then you've got Allison with Pete in the trucks, and you've even got these like two, like, I won't say alcoholics, but like they're like trying to be like jackass kind of stuff, and Revis and Donk they're actually credited as, and they are another aspect. You've got Principal Thomas Walker then, who is the principal in the school where there's loads of people currently, so they've got to like save those people in like this big storm shelter. And yeah, there's a lot of things going on at the same time. It's not just like a storm movie, which was really good. So rating the film, I actually rated it a 3.5 star. I think I just give it less than 4 star because, you know, it was missing some little elements in terms of developing certain stories. But first and foremost, it is a storm movie, but I think they focus too much on some of the dialogue maybe. The actual way that it was filmed as well, I haven't touched on this, but it's kind of filmed on like the point of view of cameras, so it's very Cloverfield-esque. But then when it gets into the end of the film, it then just forgets that, and it just goes down the route of, you know, being filmed normally kind of thing. But in the end, what made it great really was, you know, the camera just being kind of left on the side, on the ledge, and being a bit off axis, and, you know, just kind of filming people, you know, putting it all together, and that's the film kind of vibes. Donnie and Trey are brothers. They're filming a graduation at the school, and that's a whole backstory, and they've got like, I think Donnie runs this film club, so there's a bit of backstory there of why it's filmed, how it's filmed, and that was really good. But then they just kind of forgot about it at the end, which I think is why I dropped my score, because initially it was definite 4 star for me. However, definitely watch it though, guys. Into the Storm, would recommend. Definitely staying in my collection. It's not going anywhere, of course. Thanks for watching though, guys. Stay tuned for more coming soon, of course, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.